Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that.
Theo, do you ever just wonder if we live in a parody of our own reality?
Has the snake eaten its own tail, is what you're asking.
Yeah, a little bit. In this sense, what I'm referring to is an article that I pulled up that is, in fact, the snake eating its own tail.
Okay.
Or at least it's like the Spider-Man meme of everybody pointing to each other.
Yeah.
This is just I'm just going to read the title of this article because it made me laugh. And I was just like, this is from The Walrus. Journalists are becoming cogs in the outrage machine.
Huh.
Yeah, shit, dude.
Huh, wow.
Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you are the outrage machine.
The outrage machine, the people that publish the articles about outrage.
And it feels like people
is that not an Onion article?
Yeah.
That feels like...
Are we the problem?
Are we the problem? Are we part of the problem?
Could it be
us
pushing articles about all these like minuscule, tiny things that creates narratives that then people then in the real world take and then like form their political ideologies and like form narratives and then push different things based off of? I can't believe you'd say that in the world.
Completely unfathomable.
Anyway, let's look at an article for the best fruit smoothies of 2024.
I got me back on board. Yes. I was out, but damn it, I'm back in. I gotta know which fruit smoothies these are. You know, this definitely. Finish your thought.
Oh, it just makes me mad because I read so many articles and so many things on Reddit that are such like split second, like, oh, the economy must be tanking because like one stock did poorly. Like it's everybody having these weird narratives to create outrage culture because that's how you get clicks. That's how you get more advertisers. And that's the money game. Like, so it is, it's just the base concept of this article is so stupid because it's like, yeah, dude, like, what are you talking about? It's all of media. But
this definitely beats my opener thought, which was, will you ever take a bite so big you think this might be my last? This might be the last one, the last whatever. Where you think there's no coming back from this? My mouth is just too full.
How big of a bite are you taking of a big hoagie, my friend?
Today I was eating lunch. I was eating some leftovers, and I put too much egg roll in my mouth, and I had too much egg roll in there, and I thought maybe this is my last. What if I just die here today?
Death via egg roll is a very specific death.
It might make the list of unusual deaths. It might have made the list. But, you know, somehow, some way, the human body has evolved so that your tongue gets in there and moves the egg roll around just enough to get the purchase on the bite. And you come out swinging and you think, next time I'm going to go even bigger.
I have absolutely had times like that where it's just like my mouth is so full that I need to like now have a strategy.
Yeah, I need to pause to breathe to make sure I don't inhale any of the things in my mouth.
I got to like push the food down at a constant rate, but not too much.
Not too much. You don't want to you swallow too big of a swallow and it hurts going down. That's bad. That's bad.
Not good.
Yeah.
It's even worse if you have stuff like peanut butter or like you're eating a peanut butter sandwich and then
gloopy.
You're like, and then it like gets caught in your throat.
Yeah,
you have to like
feel it going down. You got to keep swallowing a couple of times.
Yeah, that's the worst. And how is this thought somehow worse than the degradation of our media? Like
this needs to be discussed. Listen, we can't on this podcast tackle media degradation at large, but we're not smart enough. We can tackle taking too big of a bite of your peanut butter sandwich. We're equipped to take care of that. That's what you come to us for.
Hey, I'm taking the wheel and I'm turning us into our lane. That's more of our lane than this
seize the wheel.
And that's how you gotta be in Segment City, everybody. Right. When you get on the highway into Segment City, find your lane, stick to it, because every lane has a different vibe. There's the truck lane, there's the Mad Max lane, which is all the way to the left.
Yeah, sometimes people park out in the left lane and then people swerve around them on the right, and they never stop to think, am I the problem? Am I the one? Am I the one who's wrong? It's sitting in the fast lane?
We've had so many times of that, of people assuming that you're an idiot. And even though you're stopped for a particular reason, and then they go around you and you're like, the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, that was an illegal pass.
I've gotten honked at while sitting at a red light where there's a sign that says no right turn on red, and the person behind me honks, and I literally roll down my window and I point at the sign. Yeah. I'm like, look, you motherfucker,
idiot.
Read, use your brain.
But nobody can read in Segment City. This is probably something I've said before, so it is established canon for Segment City.
Probably true.
But let's introduce ourselves first. My name is Will Kane, and I can't read that on a page because I am also illiterate, my friend.
And I'm Theo Sabagos, and I got a big bite of peanut butter sandwich.
Oh, so stuck in my mouth.
Stuck on the roof of my mouth.
And this is a podcast in which Theo and I detail every single time we took a big old bite of a sandwich, and we talk about it in detail. No, this is actually a podcast in which Theo and I dumpster dive our way through the internet. We get all those good comedy morsels for you. We package them into segments full of laughs, full of smiles. And Theo, we're going to start with a Will Ask.
I just wait.
This time.
I like your Will Ask, but I got it. You put something in my mind that I have to express. You and I are both in relationships, and listen, as part of being in a relationship, you got to share food, you got to share meals.
Okay. It sounds like it's going to be a Theo complaint.
Every time my partner offers me a bite of their sandwich, I say, sure, thank you. I have to fight the instinct not to take the biggest Cookie Monster bite out of that sandwich. I just want I want to take the burger and do one big chomp. So that you could see like a concave moon, like a waning moon. That's the bite I want to take, and I have to fight that instinct every time. I hope I'm not alone in this.
No, you're kind of because my thought is whenever my girlfriend presents me with a sandwich, it's always like I want the perfect bite. I want a bite that has all the flavors.
Yep.
Yeah, but the problem is she'll hand me the corner, like because you can't
present the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't also be like, which you can't choose a path to tackle.
Yeah, right. They're choosing the approach angle for you when they hand you the sandwich in a way.
Yes. And sandwiches are hard to share in that way because honestly, the best way would be to rip it off.
Right.
But that is like, then you're getting your fingers on it. It's hard. Then everything's spilling everywhere. You ever do we're going to share, but only just a little bit of our thing. So you get a little bit on your plate.
Right.
And then
you do a little bit.
Put it onto.
This same instinct hits me every time. When I was a kid, this is the ultimate dad maneuver. When you're a kid and you have ice cream and your dad goes, "Can I have a bite of your ice cream?" and you say, "Sure," and then you've been licking, mind you, you've been licking it the whole time, and Dad goes in and he takes a bite.
That's teeth. Not what it was.
My dad would always do that. He would go with his teeth. He would bite the ice cream, and I'd
be like, bad.
All of my hard work of smoothing it out with the licks. That's what I would always do. I would smooth it out. I would make it nice, and then he'd just come in here with the bite and ruin it all for me.
He's got cold teeth now. That's bad. I don't like cold teeth.
He's going right for brain freeze. He's getting right in there.
Getting right in there.
Anyways, you were going to ask me something. I got derailed.
Yeah, this is Will Asks, and this is Theo. You and I, we did hang out this weekend. You did say something that surprised me, which was you out of nowhere said, I was considering getting a chameleon as a pet.
Yeah, dude, those little guys are so cute, man. I recently discovered that I'm a chameleon guy.
You're a chameleon guy.
Yeah.
The logic, though, that you were presenting was the best logic for getting a pet, which was, look at the little grabby hands.
Look at the little grabby hands. Look at those eyes that go in two different directions. He's such a goober.
So but then you also followed it up with, you know what? I can't really take care of a living being, though. That's a little too much pressure.
That's a little too much for me.
A little too much responsibility.
It's too much for me. I would say, I watched a video about chameleon ownership thinking, if the bar is really low, if these guys are like, yeah, I hang out in the desert, you just leave me some bugs and I'm chilling. No. These guys need constant attention.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Turns out they're very needy in terms of care, but also, like, surprise, chameleons don't like hanging out with people. Like, that should surprise no one. Their whole jam is blending in and disappearing into the environment.
Like chilling.
They don't like to interact, it turns out. So that shouldn't surprise anybody.
I had a Chinese dwarf hamster that would do the same goddamn thing of just hide in its house. Its balls because it was a male
His
hamster.
big old balls.
Massive, bigger than his
these
fucking
guys.
head. And I named it Gimli because it was a dwarf hamster, and I love Lord of the Rings. My brother got one, and he named it Sam, like Samwise Gamgee, which doesn't make as much sense. So
did you name it Gim space Lee because it's Chinese dwarf? Gimli. This is my choice. It's Gimli.
Sadly, Sam got killed by her cat, so that was a little bit sad. But
that's the way a lot of hamsters go.
Gimli lived to a ripe old age by just hiding in his little home.
Yep.
But this brings me, Theo, to I found a tier list on tiermaker.com, classic website.
I love a good tier.
Of pets. Now, I'm going to pitch to you either, it has the normal tier list of S, A, B, C, D, F, whatever.
Yeah.
Or we can just make this a little bit simpler for time of, would Theo possibly be interested in this pet? Or not? Like, yes or no, basically.
Okay, so which
would you rather?
Let's go tier list, but there's only 2 tiers, S tier and F tier, and I got to decide hard and fast which one it's in.
I'm going to also I put in my own thing of not supposed to be a pet, because some of these things
this isn't a pet.
They're not a pet.
Leave it alone.
I've literally heard like advice like, don't get this as a pet. This is not a pet.
Okay,
including raccoons.
That's not a pet. That's an outdoor animal.
That's an outdoor animal. We agree on that. Possums, outdoor pet. That's
another outdoor one.
They also had skunk. Skunk was one
I've
that
heard
I was
that if
like,
you get
absolutely.
the stink sack removed, that skunks can be quite friendly, but I personally would not ever own one.
Normal people, like if you're a shelter, absolutely, like that's your job.
Right.
But this is for normal people. So we're gonna start with, and this isn't maybe a little bit hard because I'm not sharing my screen, but we're just gonna go for it. Frog.
Not for me. Not
for
you. Can't do it. These little guys,
F-tier.
too slimy. F tier.
F tier. We're just gonna oxycodal. Do you know what that looks like?
Oh, it's a little smiley guy, friendly underwater man. Oh, that guy's S tier, baby. That guy's so friendly looking. Come on.
Okay. And then bearded dragon. You were talking about this earlier.
See, another S tier guy because apparently they're much more friendly and they make for a better pet than a chameleon. These guys are supposed to be good. Bearded dragon, S tier.
Cat.
From me, I'm not a cat. I'm not a cat guy.
This is your tier list, so you are free to put in an F, but also internally, I'm going to be offended.
Well, we've already established the parameters that it's either S or F, and it's certainly not S for me. So it's going to have to be F, unfortunately.
This is one that I go, this is interesting that you have this on the thing. Shrimp.
F tier.
F tier.
What kind of interaction are you getting with a shrimp? What kind of give and take is that?
That's a watch kind of. You just kind of watch it in this tank, I guess.
That's the kind of thing where if you died, the shrimp wouldn't notice.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Also, probably wouldn't notice chicken. Would a chicken really?
See, is the chicken living in my house or am I keeping it for the eggs? Am I keeping?
I'm gonna say probably not in your house. All of these, I think, like if it has its own house outside, it is on your property.
It has its own house that's bigger than mine, and it's doing better than I am financially. It's more stable. It's got more in its retirement accounts. I get it. Yeah, okay.
I like this person.
This chicken fucking thinks it's better than me, and I'm having none of it. All right.
I like this little chicken cult where like give all your things to the chicken. They will have a gilded house. Yeah, what a beautiful house they have.
I'll say S tier because it gives eggs, and they're not so bad. Chickens can be okay.
Oh, I'm forgetting I forgot the name. I remembered the name just now. Chinchilla.
Chinchilla's a little fuzzy guy.
Yeah, and they can't get wet, is what I've heard, because they
can't get wet.
Yeah, because their fur is so dense that it would just stay. The water wouldn't evaporate, and they would get moldy. That's a fact.
I would be too nervous. F tier. Can't do it.
That's
anything
fair.
that can't get wet.
I would also.
I barely like hanging out with my phone. It has the same requirement. No getting wet.
The simple one, dog.
S. Get me in there.
S tier. Cow.
Cow. I love a baby cow. These guys are the cutest, dopiest guys on the planet.
Cute picture of a cow on this website.
I want the baby cow. I don't want the full-grown cow. I'm still going S tier because it's got that baby cuteness.
Got that baby. Duck.
F tier. These guys, they're taking over our ponds.
They're taking over. I'm going to say a little bit smarter than chickens.
If you took a duck for a walk around your neighborhood, very cute. That would be adorable.
It would be. Now we have fennec fox. Have you ever seen these little guys? They got big old ears.
They got big ears.
They're literally being held in somebody's hand.
This is the kind of thing. This is on the borderline of that's not a pet for me. That's
That
on the
is true.
borderline. It's on
If
the
they had
borderline.
regular fox, regular foxes technically, I've heard that they're trying to domesticate themselves. Like
They're trying to.
cats did.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they like hanging out with humans so much that they're like, they get me in there.
Big problem with foxes though is that their piss smells awful. Literally to the point that they like people will put it on their trees and stuff to like get people to go away.
Oh God. I'll say F tier. I don't really think that I want that in my house.
It's an exotic pet. I think that gets a little weird.
A little weird.
Ferret.
Nope. F tier. Don't do it.
Smelly little long cats there.
Long guy. You know what's ironic? Wiener dog for me. S tier. Love those long guys.
Interesting.
I love those guys. Those guys are the cutest.
Because the ferrets are just kind of like weird, long rat cats. Like I think there's some language. It literally like their name translates to like long cat or something. But snail. What do you think about snails?
F tier. What are we doing? Put them back outside.
Guinea pig.
Guinea pigs more often than not, I feel like just die in your custody, and I feel like that's a feel bad moment. So let's go in F tier for me.
They're little hairy potatoes that are just delicious. They're
gonna die.
These are like little goldfish.
I don't do fish. I'm not a fish guy.
You don't like fish. Hamster.
Another guinea pig-esque. It's gonna die on your watch. You're gonna feel bad about it. F tier.
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog's cute.
Hedgehog
is cute.
Spiky though.
I'm going S tier. These guys, they can't help that they're spiky. They're just trying to be cute.
Yeah. Hermit crab. I actually owned hermit crabs for a while.
F tier. What?
That's fair. They don't do much.
that's fair. I couldn't tell if you're going to be that's fair or I'm getting offended because I love my hermit crabs.
I think one might have killed the other because we didn't have a bigger shell for the bigger one to go to, and then the other one stole its other shell. So they are another one of those like goldfish, like carnival things of like, they dead quick.
My one fact I learned about chameleons during this little adventure of mine finding out about facts is if you put two chameleons together, they won't exhibit any unhappy features, but one of them will slowly die due to stress, which I think is just kind of incredible that your way of dealing with another person is like, guess I'll just slowly die.
Hey, that's welcome to the Catholic way of living. Anyway, horse is high. This is a weird
way
one.
too high maintenance. Also expensive.
High maintenance. Expensive,
F-tier.
high maintenance.
Also stinky.
This is like a little monkey. I don't know what specific type of monkey it is. It's a cute little monkey, though.
I want the little monkey. I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I think I could make it love me. That's S tier.
Here, do you want a fun fact that I know about? This goes into my like weird cult knowledge about cults and stuff. Jim Jones, the famous apocalyptic pastor who created Jonestown and killed all his congregation. When he was starting off, sold monkeys door to door.
That's his origin story?
He sold monkeys, and I think he got at least a few parishioners through that of selling monkeys. And then they had a monkey at Jonestown that I think they killed.
So you're telling me that he was just walking down the sidewalks with like a bunch of monkeys and then would knock on your door and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, would you like a monkey?" Yeah, they're like
little ones with the long tails. And he's like,
ridiculous.
"Yeah, would you like some?" And then they had Mr. Muggs, I think was the name of their. They had like a chimpanzee, I think.
Oh my God.
Anyway, that was wild stuff.
Everybody's got a hobby, I guess.
This is, I think, a mouse.
Nah, I'm not about mice. As F tier.
F tier. What do you think about boids? What about I don't know, like a parakeet?
No,
I think
doesn't do it.
like?
Doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for me.
Pig.
S tier. That guy's amazing. Come on, he's smart. He's cute.
This one has a little onesie on, like the one that they have.
You could dress him up. He's got a curly tail.
Boa constrictor.
I don't know snakes. F tier.
Bunny rabbit.
This is like the one animal I'll put in C tier.
Oh, wow.
Right smack in the middle where I'm like, that's ambivalent.
All right. The one person in C tier is Bunny rabbit.
Bunny.
Rats.
F. I know they can be cute, but I'm not having rats around my house. I can't do it.
Rats are probably the closest I would get to getting a new pet. Although the heartbreak I hear from their owners of like, because they have personalities, you get invested, and then they live for only 2 years.
They only live for 2 years. That's sad.
Turtle.
Turtle? S tier. I love a turtle.
I
It's just
agree
a shy
with you.
guy.
I don't think this is
A turtle is sort of the closest you can get to an aquatic chameleon, you know?
yeah. This one is like a big cat. Like it looks like, I don't think that, I'm put this in not supposed to be a pet. This looks like a mini jaguar. I don't know
What's it called?
I don't know because it doesn't have the names associated with them. I've just been doing that.
Going in F.
Snake. I don't know what type of snake this is, but this is different from both.
F.
All snakes are. This I know is going to go in F. Tarantula.
F. Instant. Easy.
Incident.
Get out of my house.
Sugar glider. Do you ever see these little guys?
The little squirrels that fly around. I had some friends that had sugar gliders as pets, and I think they liked them. I'll give them an S tier.
I think they're very cute. I think they might be high maintenance.
I think they would make a big mess.
Parrot.
That guy's going to outlive you, huh? It's going to outlive you. That's going to be tragic.
That's an old one.
No, F tier for me.
I agree.
Another one where I'm like, we've talked so much about how intelligent these creatures are. Why not just let them be free? Why not just let them live their lives?
I think this is a monitor lizard. It's like a smaller Komodo dragon. Like it's still a big honking boy. It's bigger than an iguana, but it's like it's a lizard.
All right, S tier. Big chunky lizard gets the S tier.
I remember a video that I watched of a guy who had one of these, I think, and he would treat it like a dog. Like he would get home from work and he just had the camera and you could tell that he was like a blue collar worker because his hands were like coated in paint and stuff. And the thing just like ran up to him and started like slapping its side, being like, "Oh, I love you!" Like, and the sound his big old hand made.
Stop against that scaly side.
Oh yeah, tortoise.
Tortoise, yeah, S tier. Come on,
S tier.
I used to have tortoises.
I think this is a bullfrog.
I'm not really a frog enthusiast.
Oh, that's iguana?
They're not snuggly. They can't be snuggly, you know?
No.
Iguana I give an S tier. I'm starting to realize I'm sort of a lizard guy.
And then last but not least, tree frog.
Tree frog, no frogs, F tier. Although of all the frogs, that would be the top of the heap of the frogs. That one's like the closest one to getting out of F tier for me.
I'm putting it at the top. And now we have our rankings.
Now we have our final rankings.
Our final rankings, which I can send to you, Theo, in case you want to show this to your fiance and be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about these ones in particular."
I think they're going to get... It's going to be confusing seeing only rabbit in C tier.
Yeah. Hey, I'm like 50-50 on rabbit.
Total 50-50 on a rabbit. Like, I don't think I'd be mad about it, but... Yeah, I don't think I'd be mad about it, but I wouldn't be like enthused either.
Nah, I didn't think so. But hopefully you'll be enthused about your first segment.
My first segment comes to us from thetakeout.com as ever. Thank you to the Takeout. Alive and healthy as ever.
You say that every single time like it's a
They gave me a scare. They gave me a scare there for a minute. So, I gotta show out for them.
Are you sure it's not a corpse being puppeted around by AI though? It's just me, your favorite, the Takeout.
If they start making some wild, maybe we can try to see if it's AI generated. I don't think so right now. Maybe we'll get there. This one's entitled "The World War II Band That Had Home Cooks Inventing Fake Bananas." And this is like a dip into Wikipedia historian a little bit. Maybe.
Okay, I'm into it.
So it starts off, it's easy to take bananas for granted. No matter what fruits are in or out of season, the mighty banana is a constant in our grocery store shelves year-round. Even if you don't eat many of them, if they were suddenly taken away, you'd probably be hankering for one terribly. That's exactly what happened to the citizens of Britain during World War II. Food shortages and rationing were just one effect the war had on practically the entire world. And for the European aisle, there was an absolute ban on bananas. No more bananas! They are fascist and we hate them.
We have decided that they're too phallic, and you know what? Everybody keeps getting side eyes when they eat it in public, so no more.
No more. Surrounded by water, Britain was receiving an astounded 20 million tons of imported food every year. Wow. That seems,
for a country, that's not that much.
They must get more than that now. Right? Like, listen, what grows in Britain is not nearly as much as what people want in Britain. You're not finding a passion fruit grown in Great Britain. It's not happening. No way is that happening.
In fact, they even take the stuff that they grow and then export. Like that was the whole Irish potato famine, was not because they didn't have potatoes in Ireland, but the potatoes they did have had a strain of like a disease, and then the British took all their potatoes and shipped them out. Was the big
Jesus
problem.
Christ.
Anyway.
I didn't know that. The German army knew this, of course, so they made a point to target the island's food routes. Additionally, the refrigerated ships that brought bananas to the country were required for the war effort. As a result, the British Ministry of Food rationed imported food during the war, with the Minister of Food banning bananas altogether until the late 1940. Humans tend to be their most resourceful and creative during such dire times as war, and you can bet someone came up with a way to mimic beloved bananas. So the next subheading is, how you fake a banana?
How you fake a banana?
How you fake a banana?
Who thought that this banana?
In the modern world, plant-based eating has become extraordinarily popular. There is big business in faking meat, dairy, but how do you make a plant-based plant? How do you make a plant-based plant?
Interesting. Yeah, it's more flavor profiles. If you can get the banana flavor, which historically people, well, actually, if we'll probably get into this, but the bananas we have now are not the original bananas that there were. Mm-hmm. So that's also a factor.
Marguerite Patton was a United Kingdom native and home economist who was hired by the country's Ministry of Food during World War II. She famously hosted a rodeo program and food demonstrations at department stores, and one of her specialties was how to create mock bananas. So, here's how you create a mock banana. First, you got to boiling or roasting parsnips.
I'm sorry, you're not saying this properly, because you should be saying it like an old British woman of, first you boil parsnips.
First you go to the garden, you gather up your parsnips. It's just Julia Child now.
It's always just fucking parsnips also.
Take a look under the hood of your favorite food. It's all parsnips under there. You add a little sugar and a banana essence or extract. And boom.
That's cheating, though. That's like it's cheating. Oh, yeah, you just get
what
this
do you
thing.
Mean?
Yada, yada. This is the SpongeBob. Yeah, you just draw a circle and then and then now you got a perfect face.
This is your highfalutin 21st century attitude, poo-pooing their ingenuity of taking banana extract.
Their ingenuity? It was...
Yeah. This is a parsnip.
They didn't personally get the extract. They bought it from a store, probably. They did not personally do that.
What are you doing? You're getting your pasta from the store? No, you're supposed to make it all the time at home.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Al dente, baby. It's the most.
What are you doing? You're buying your milk at the store? I'm milking the cow myself. Oh, it's not real unless you do it yourself.
I'm not saying like I'm not out here purporting to be like, yes, pasta maker extreme, and then like hiding pasta into my quote as I'm going to the store. Like these people were like, yes, first to make your banana thing, you get some nasty fruit or nasty parsnips, and then you add the banana flavor, and then you're gold. Like,
and then you're gold. The mashed concoction would be colored yellow and was popularly spread on bread and eaten as banana sandwiches. The yearning for the fruit was so strong in the country during the war that some artists wrote songs about the collective yen, including "When Can I Have a Banana Again?" and "I've Never Seen a Straight Banana."
These people are getting a little bit. This is war.
I
just
miss a banana. Oh no, I can't have a banana.
If only I could have a nice curved banana or a nice long straight one, please. I've never seen a straight banana.
Oh no! It was a full 5 years after the ban when bananas were again imported into Britain, and the event, which saw 5 million bananas arriving on a ship, was marked by a parade.
Oh,
they had a banana arrive. The bananas are here.
And then that marching band arrived to where they got the bananas, and they all started slipping on the peels. And there was a big traffic jam.
Has anyone ever debunked that? Are banana peels slippery? Am I just taking that for granted?
Mythbusters probably did something about that, but they do get slippery if they get not like fresh banana peels. I think like older banana peels probably get slimy.
So you can't just down the banana and just instantly throw it on the sidewalk, and someone's like, "Whoa!"
Maybe. I mean,
I've
never seen it in real life, my man. It could possibly happen.
Bananas weren't the only food items that were outright unavailable in Britain during World War II. Lemons were also banned. To cope, people would boil apple peels to make lemon substitute. That's so sad.
That's so weird too.
It's so sad, man. You think about
I've-
the olden times. I just boiled some apple peels, children. Come and get the sweet treat, the nectar that is the lemon substitute you crave.
Would that work properly? Because Annie made apple wine, which is like one sip away from apple cider, and the problem was that she left the skins on, and so the wax like was a film on top. Like
Right.
maybe I feel like it would get waxy. I don't think it would taste very good.
I don't know. I mean, I'm trusting these old timey Depression era people to do my research for me. I'm not willing to boil apple skins.
Fair enough.
They also mock sausages were made with lentils. Mock oyster soup was made with artichokes, which honestly, artichoke soup just sounds better to me than oyster soup.
Yeah, that's like trying to make something that it's like, this is for fancy people. People having oyster soup all the time.
I don't know. Is that a British classic, oyster soup?
They have weird
Sounds
tastes
bad.
in Britain. I studied abroad there, and they have like eels and stuff. They like those little wiggling weird little things they can eat.
Well, that's all the reports of fake bananas that I have for you.
Oh,
I gotta listen to this. I gotta listen to some of the songs. When can I have a banana again? Wherefore art thou, banana?
We'll do a listening sesh. But one little fun fact that this reminded me of is Annie's Swedish grandmother. She told me that the first banana that she ever got was given to her by the Nazis.
Oh, really?
Because there was literally a big boat that was stuck, like in wintertime, it would like freeze. And so she could walk out to the boat, and they're like, "Hello, little girl. Would you like und banana?" And they gave her
bananas
banana.
on board.
They just had bananas because the Germans could probably get bananas. The English couldn't.
Wow.
And then they're like, "Yeah, don't get more bananas."
No, you don't get just the one.
Don't
She
talk to
came
the
back and she's
Nazis.
like, "Please, I've developed a whole song. I need bananas. They fund my creativity."
Hey, I love bananas, by the way, but I'm not like out here being like, "Fuck, give me those bananas, dude. I've been
It's
waiting."
one of those things. It's one of those things where I wouldn't know if I missed one until I went without.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't
I have
until
I have
you're
no way
in
of
that
knowing.
situation.
I take it for granted.
Yeah.
You know what I don't take, but you know what I don't take for granted?
Me. Oh,
Your
you do
next
take
segment.
me. Oh, you do take me for granted for a lot, though.
Oh, but you do.
You do. But also, Annie just messaged me on Discord saying, "Are you telling my grandma's banana story? Are you telling the Nazi banana story?" LMAO.
Yes.
I am indeed. This is a how-to from WikiHow. This is where I found a bunch of what I'm going to call series of how-to articles that are all linked, and they all kind of have a order that I've figured out to them. Some are like more articles than not. Like there's quite a few, but this is one of the like shorter series that I have, and it's fucking wild that they even fucking wrote this article, because this is 7 ways to know if you're addicted to wearing diapers.
7?
7 ways to know. I think you're going to know after number 1 of I'm going to have a lot of diapers on. But
Who is this for? Hey, if you have found yourself on this page, you
That's
might
bad.
be. That's one sign. That's one of the 7 signs.
Show up on WikiHow.
You're reading this one.
Hey, if you went onto google.com and you looked up, why the heck am I wearing these diapers?
What's
so
going on?
much?
I keep waking up and I'm wearing a diaper and I don't know what happened. How did I get here?
I'm enjoying the freedom, but I don't know how we're getting
I'm
here.
enjoying the freedom.
This is co-authored by Trudy Griffin, who is a professional counselor, which is surprising.
It's
I feel
like more of a credibility like
than
remark
we
than
normally get
Right.
at all.
Usually it's just some guy.
So let's get right into it. While many enjoy using diapers for recreation, comfort, and security, emotional support, or even sexual satisfaction, I think it's mostly a lot of it's the last part. Like,
Also, starting off with while many.
while many for recreation,
I think it's few. I think honestly, you can just say while few people do this.
yeah, because that implies
A few
sometimes
people
sometimes people are wild in their lives, and then they kind of push that to everybody. Like everybody just like
Everyone's
has a
doing
knife
this.
collection, right? And it's like,
Yeah,
no, nobody
totally
has a knife
normal
collection.
stuff.
There may become a point where your behavior around diapers restricts you or cuts you off from enjoying a balanced life. While you can continue to enjoy using diapers, you may want to create more balance in your life with things that don't involve diapers. So, part 1, accessing diaper use. 1, monitor whether your thoughts are consumed by wearing diapers. Theo,
Right. That makes sense.
Are your thoughts consumed every day and night with wearing diapers?
Not every day and night, but if you took an instant poll right this minute, I would say yes, because I'm having to hear about them.
You have to hear. Yeah, that's not what I was asking. If you have persistent thoughts, that might be a mark of addiction. Yeah, that's.
You're tossing and turning in your bed at night. Ooh, diaper. Ooh, get it off of me. I can't. Stop thinking.
It's because that's the broad definition of like an obsession or an addiction is if it gets into your main life, like it affects your day-to-day life.
Right.
If you're at this point where you're like having this thought of like, even if you're thinking about diapers for more than 5 minutes a day, I think that's enough.
More than enough.
You might be on track to having an addiction. Number 2, ask yourself if your diaper wearing interferes with daily living. If you struggle to engage in normal functional behavior, such as getting up, going to work, buying groceries, and cleaning because of your diaper wearing, this may also be a problem.
Also, isn't the main purpose of a diaper so that
to be free,
so you can live life uninterrupted and free?
Yeah.
So if it's getting in the way, it's doing the opposite of its intended purpose.
Here's the thing, Theo. If I was wearing a diaper, there's no way I'm getting up from my bed. I could just poop in my bed now.
The efficiency gains would be unrivaled.
Your boss is calling you up being like, his efficiency is through the roof. I wonder, he doesn't even take bathroom breaks.
He keeps his eyes open while he sneezes. It's unheard of.
Hey, we're having our quarterly performance review for you. We're loving your outlook. We're loving your efficiency, not loving the smell. Not loving the smell. That you're not changing your own diaper, giving a little baby powder. It's not good.
This meeting isn't a stand-up. You can go ahead and sit down if you want. Yeah, just give me another minute.
It'll squish things around. 3, note if diapers interfere with relationships. If you have had difficulty relating to people due to your diaper usage, this may be a problem.
Yeah, if you always want to talk about diapers in a conversation, you're going to start alienating people really fast.
This is once again downplaying the many. The fact that many people like this. I've never had this conversation.
No, I've never had this conversation.
I've never thought about this until now.
If someone tried to have this conversation with me, I would immediately turn around to everyone I knew and would say, "Have you heard of this? Someone I was talking to wears a diaper and there's no reason for it."
Reflect whether you're experiencing relationship decline since using diapers regularly. Think about whether your relationships with friends, family, coworkers, and partners have suffered. This is declining relationships may be limited or no contact, more tension, or difficulty relating. Honey, I'm having difficulty relating to the fact that you slide on those Pampers every fucking day. One leg at a time, baby. I slide them on one leg.
And you insist
just like
that
you, though.
You insist that no one notices, but your pants are so poofed out. Everyone knows that you don't have that thick of a dumper. Everyone knows.
We haven't not even broached that fact that this man, that I'm imagining somebody in a full business suit going to Wall Street, except they got those big poopy diaper, big baby pants. He's Tommy Pickles from Rugrats. Number 4, monitor your behaviors. If you've noticed that your behaviors have changed since you've started wearing diapers, hey, cut back on your diaper usage maybe. Number 5, examine how the diapers make you feel. Theo,
how do they make you feel?
How does it make you feel to be sitting on my big long couch, your therapist, in your therapist's
feel
office?
Squishy and kind of swampy. Is that what you're looking for?
Theo, have you started using again? Using diapers? How dare you?
We're all here gathered because we care about you, and we care about not smelling you right now.
This feels like the non-kink shaming part. Like this is them being like, hey, if it's friendly and is good, If they make you happy and are a satisfying part of your and your partner's life,
if they're a part of this balanced breakfast, then you're good to go.
If you're feeling bad about it though, which I mean, from if you have real medical reasons, I'm going to say that is different.
Of course,
like let's just say
it's different.
We probably should have started with that. There's different cases, but this is social. Like
this is an article specifically addressed. Are you addicted to it? And addicted implies to some degree that you are doing it not out of necessity, but out of an urge.
Examples of dysfunctional responses may include feeling extremely anxious when you run out of diapers. Man, how do I piss on the toilet again? I forget. Or when in situations you cannot wear one, running to diapers as the only thing to soothe you, or being emotionally dependent on wearing diapers. Number 6, be honest if you isolate yourself by wearing diapers. Wearing diapers at home may create a sense of safety in the home and a feeling of fear if you leave the home. If you tend to shy away from leaving the house because you are wearing diapers, consider only wearing them in the privacy of your own home.
Right. Makes a lot of sense.
Number 7, reach out for help. Talking to a therapist helps for these things, and I'm gonna second that. Part 2, changing your habits. 1, challenge your thoughts. Obsessive thoughts about anything can interfere with daily life and social circles. Don't let the thoughts take over. Instead, learn to challenge them. So maybe if you were reaching for those Pampers, go, not today.
What about ice cream instead?
That's when you replace a habit with another habit, which can be bad.
Yeah, but if someone came up to me and was like, dude, you ever just eat a whole pint of ice cream during the middle of the day? I'll be like, let's talk. You got me.
I have known people in my life, though, that dealt with alcoholism, and then they tried to replace it with like, oh, I'm going to eat a popsicle every time. And then they did begin like gaining a lot of weight. So that is also an issue. Number 2, ask yourself when you intend to wear diapers. Perhaps you are choosing to cut down on wearing diapers for personal, environmental, or cost-related reasons. You can choose to wear diapers only at home, only to bed, or only in sexual roles. Once again, I'm glad that this article hasn't fully broached the topic of like baby play.
That's what it is. It's what it's about, right? Like that's what most of it is about.
I feel like that's like partially because like I think they also get it feels like it's also about like mental illness. But those are the only 2 things I could think of why you would be like trauma, mental illness, or sexual desire. 3, determine how many diapers you want to wear over the course of a given week. So maybe that's a way of cutting it down, as you say, only 3 to 5 this week.
And you're going into the bunker, and you're gonna be down there. You got to really ration. You can't reuse them.
Yeah. And what do? Number 4, use the toilet when possible. You got to wear that. Using the toilet will make you appear normal at work or social functions if the people concerned are discover your diaper wearing.
They make you appear normal. I like that as like a stat. Like every time like in a video game, every time you go to the bathroom, like your normal stat goes up and everyone's like, yeah, dude, I'm really grinding out being normal. I'm getting it to level 99.
Yeah, you know what? I'm on a streak, actually, of consecutive days, and the app that I have to track my diaper usage, gave me a thumbs up.
If I get a few more experience points in normal, I can really unlock that next tier of water cooler banter, and I'm really looking forward to that.
This is another weird part of WikiHow articles where sometimes they just end it by going back on everything that they said. Number 5, be proud. Be proud about it. Okay.
I guess that's one way to solve it.
Even if you choose to cut back on your diaper wearing, it's important not to feel ashamed to feel diapers. Hey, I'm going to say contact a therapist if it's a problem in your life.
Contact the authorities.
Literally, that is them being like, don't feel ashamed, but also feel ashamed. It feels weird. Like it's a cognitive dissonance. If it is your or personally your partner's choice to wear diapers, be proud of it. While you should not intrude on others' personal space with your diaper choice, there is no need to be ashamed. Enjoy it as part of your life. Now, Theo, as I already stated at the beginning of this is a series. So there are other diaper adult content that I will be presenting to you in future segments.
Oh, God.
But for now, since we got to the end of this, we're going to go on to your next segment.
Thank God. I'm ready to get out of the diaper zone. Let me out. Oh, no. And this time we're taking a dive into conspiracy queries.
Whoa. Is this the first conspiracy query you done?
Maybe I'm not doing your. It's just a Wikipedia historian, but it's about a conspiracy theory. I'm not doing the whole quiz.
The quiz part.
I'm not doing the quiz part. I know that's your format. I'm not encroaching there. All right.
Okay. This is just
doing
about
conspiracy
a conspiracy
content.
Still interested. I'm still interested in conspiracies.
And this one is entitled. I don't know if you've heard of this. Maybe you have. The Avril Lavigne replacement conspiracy theory. Have you heard of this one?
Theo, I absolutely have heard this, and I have considered.
This is a new one to me.
I have considered putting it into a conspiracy query of like which of these celebrities do you think people say is replaced by a clone? But like I couldn't. It was like too few, like and too well known. Of like because everyone says Beyonce.
Right.
Like there's a lot of like famous people that they say this person's from their place. But let's get into it and actually explain to the audience.
Yeah, maybe since you've heard of it, maybe you'll have some added details that they don't mention here. But here's from Wikipedia. A conspiracy theory states that Canadian singer Avril Lavigne died in 2003, shortly after the release of her debut album Let Go in 2002, and was replaced by a body double named Melissa Vandella. Evidence used to support the theory include changes in Lavigne's appearance between 2003 and the present, supposed subliminal messaging in her follow-up effort, Under My Skin, from 2004, and a photo shoot in which Avril Lavigne has the name Melissa written on her hand. The theory was the subject of the BBC Sounds podcast, Who Replaced Avril Lavigne?
Okay, one new piece of information that I just got. They cited a specific person's name as the replacement person?
Yeah, they said that Melissa Vandella was the name of the person who is now, in their mind, taking the place of Avril Lavigne.
That's wild because that's one of those, like, that's a thread that they might get into it later in the article, but like that wouldn't mean that person disappeared from their life at the same time. Like,
I don't know.
That would make sense, but like that's wild.
The origins of the replacement theory can be dated back to 2011 when a Brazilian blog named Avril Está Morta, or Avril is Dead, although some sources say that the rumor dates back as far as 2005. The theory alleges that the pressures of fame combined with the death of Lavigne's grandfather sent her into a deep depression after the release of her 2002 debut album, and that the singer died by suicide shortly after. Oof. This is already crazy. Like,
that's so tragic. Like
that's already crazy to be like, this must be what happened. That's like assuming somebody's whole personal life from just the outside, which is crazy. I can't fathom doing that.
They think that she Kurt Cobained or something. Like it.
Yes, seriously.
Also, an element of this that is wild is that they would replace her after her debut album when she doesn't really have any clout. Like it's like, yeah, she got big off of the first album, but like, the music creators are kind of dime a dozen, I'm sorry to say, like especially in the music industry, so it feels weird to like really lock in and be like, we need to get the Illuminati on the phone. This one lady like had one good album, so we got to get the cloning machine ready. Right.
According to the conspiracy theory, a lookalike named Melissa was originally hired to distract the paparazzi, protecting a reclusive Lavigne, which, like, I can totally believe that. Like, if you have enough money and you're bothered by the paparazzi, a reasonable use of your money would be to distract them. Like, that totally lines up in my mind. And I feel like I've heard of other celebrities doing this as well.
I heard that Daniel Radcliffe would just wear the same outfit, and so they would be like, "Yeah, this is useless." Like, you can't tell
that
it
looks like it happens on the same day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It alleges that Lavigne befriended Melissa, that shortly before the singer's supposed death, her body double was taught how to sing and perform like the musician, that after Lavigne's death, her record company buried the news and replaced her with Melissa Vandella and continued to profit, and that Melissa recorded all of Lavigne's future work. That's kind of insane that this conspiracy theory goes, yeah, so they just taught her how to sing and she took her place.
Yeah, that's because that just makes it so it's like, okay, so Melissa is the real, like, Avril Lavigne did one album, and then Melissa did how many more after that? And it was like the same quality. So it's like, so she's pretty good. So you could just train people to do this is another like flaw in the the design of the conspiracy theory of like, okay, well, if music producers can just like train people up to do this like that, like immediately, then why don't they just have an army of music? Like, I don't know.
Much of the evidence cited in support of the conspiracy theory is the purported appearance and disappearance of various moles and other skin blemishes in pictures of Lavigne over time, as well as a promotional photo shoot in which she has the name Melissa written on her hand. I mean, if you're like studying people's photos over the course of years, like I hate to tell you this, but people change, and also people can wear makeup. Like that's a thing that definitely happens. Is just people, their appearance changes based on the day. Like that's fine.
I feel like I've also had like moles and other things that have either like moved or just like disappeared. I used to have like a little birthmark on the inside of my thigh, and it's gone now.
Just
like,
gone now. Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
The conspiracy theory soon gained traction on internet forums such as ATRL and Godlike Productions, where self-proclaimed Avril Rangers shared evidence.
Rangers? That's a terrible name.
Avril Rangers sounds like the name of a whole punk band that formed in her like as a fan club.
It sounds like the police department got like the Texas Rangers were like, we're into it.
One ATRL post in 2012 suggested that the original Avril may actually be alive, using a picture of what appeared to be the singer buying cheese at a time when the new Avril was supposedly battling Lyme disease. In addition to the changes in her appearance, the theory alleges that the title and artwork of her second album, Under My Skin, and the lyrics of the song My Happy Ending, Together, and The Best Years of Our Lives by Evan Taubenfield are subliminal messaging. The original blog further suggests that Melissa feels guilt over participating in this farce, leading to the subliminal messaging. So now Melissa, who's achieved fame and worldwide recognition and money, is trying to uncover the dirty truth herself.
You say subliminal, but I don't think you know what that word means. What it's literally under the skin, like literally they're on the nose.
It's like right there. It's right there. My happy little ending.
This is not evidence to me.
Ending, yeah.
This is people trying to find things to shoehorn in of to make this conspiracy sound better. Like it's silly.
Someone had a bogus idea and then just tried to gather as much evidence as possible, whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
So the rise in popularity. The theory began to gain traction in the United States in October 2015 when a BuzzFeed reporter, Ryan Broderick, tweeted about Avril está muerta. Like all good things. Thanks BuzzFeed for bringing it to America, the hotbed of dumbasses believing in things.
We created BuzzFeed. It originated in America, so...
In a BuzzFeed post, Broderick cleared up his tweet on the matter, mentioning that the opening line of the original blog post admits that the theory is a hoax and that this blog was created to show how conspiracy theories can look true, which who knows if that's actually right or not. I have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
The death hoax saw increased prevalence in May 2017 when a high school student posted a Twitter thread alleging that Lavigne had died and been replaced in late 2003. The thread, which was retweeted over 250,000 times, cited discrepancy in the singer's face, fashion style, and handwriting as evidence of her death and replacement. Dude, people grow and change. It's been 15 years since the original theory. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sorry, your cited source is a high schooler? A high schooler's blog? Like, that's
great.
Fucking nothing, dude.
The Twitter thread largely corresponds with the earlier Avril está muerta conspiracy, except that it asserts that Under My Skin was created using pre-existing recordings of the real Lavigne. So taking previous stuff and chopping it together. The Twitter thread inspired an internet meme in which users would say that a celebrity or fictional character died and was replaced, showing two pictures of the figure in question and titling it a conspiracy theory thread. I love that as a fictional character, as an internet trend, being like Harry Potter died and was replaced by a different Harry Potter.
Actually, in the Battle of Hogwarts, Voldemort, I think, won, and now we're living under his heel, the boot heel of his administration, as he is the puppet master of this world. He's the Dark Lord of our world now, the Illuminati.
Whoa, dude.
The Illuminati?
Dude. So the response. The first time Lavigne was asked about the rumors was in 2014 during an interview for the Brazilian TV show Pânico na Band.
Imagine getting this fucking question.
11 years after the original theory started, you get asked about it and you're like, what?
I'm sorry, what? They've been saying, what about me?
Lavigne was asked if she had heard about the online rumors claiming that she had died and was replaced by a clone, to which she replied by saying that this was the first time she was hearing about it, was in this interview, and later added, well, I'm here in Brazil. Yeah, what do you see?
What do you say to that?
We heard you died and were replaced by a clone. I'm here?
The problem...
So, no?
the problem with conspiracy theorists, though, is that they're about the game. They're not about the solution.
Right.
They enjoy the fact that it's a mystery, because there's a way that if she had something with her old DNA and then her current DNA, you could match them. Like there's things you could do to figure this out, but I don't think anyone's interested in that, because she's not going to say like, yeah, let's do this test, because like she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is absurd. And then like the people who, if they saw the result of that, they would go, this is
of course that's exactly what they would say.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, so you don't believe the results even if we did a scientific thing.
Of course.
Like, so the conspiracy theory lives. Like that's the
right. She went on to say the theory was spawned because, quote, people are just bored and need something to talk about. Yep, good take.
Yeah, that's very level-headed.
The question was broached again in November 2018 in a November 2018 interview with Australia's KIIS 106.5. When asked about the theory, the singer responded, "Some people think that I'm not the real me, which is so weird. Like, why would you even think that?" The radio hosts Kyle and Jackie O said that Lavigne never actually flat out denied that she had been replaced, and suggested that technological difficulties during the interview were a suspicious coincidence. It's awfully coincidental that our own equipment and our dumbass setup was malfunctioning at the time when she gave her answers. Isn't that so suspicious?
But I have the question. So journalists are becoming cogs in the outrage machine? I can't believe that. What are you talking about?
I don't know if I'd call two shock jocks journalists. I don't know if I'd give them that.
No. But these guys are just feeding into it because it's more fun.
So she basically goes on to say that she basically gets asked like every 1 or 2 years all the way through 2022. And she's basically like, why do people keep bringing this up? I'm obviously not a clone. I'm sitting right here. You're interviewing me right now. Do I look like a clone? Like, so the original creator of the blog, Avril Lavigne Conspiracy, has apologized and changed the whole blog post to say that Avril has not yet died, and that the blog was a way of showing how conspiracy theories may seem true.
No,
sounds like somebody basically got in touch with him and was like, "Hey, stop! Cut this shit out."
This because you know the urban legend that spiders, like 7 spiders or something, crawl in your mouth while you're sleeping a year.
I've heard that.
That is the same thing of people trying. That was a fake stat that people
scare tactic, right?
That they put into the public to see how these kinds of things, urban legends, can like spread.
Yeah, and it probably totally
and then it worked, and then it's like,
yeah.
and it's like it's similar to the guy who had the study that like about wolf packs, where it created the alpha, beta, sigma thing that people are still contending with, because he's like, oh, I actually figured out that that's just like the dad of the pack of wolves. Like I thought was the alpha. Like, yeah.
Yeah, great.
And he's been like years of like, I'm dispelling my own thing. Like, and so it's
I opened a can of worms.
of these people opening up a can of worms and being like, actually, it was a 4D chess of trying to show that you all are ignorant. It's like, no, you did this because you thought it would get you popular, and you got all the clicks that you got, and then somebody sent you a cease and desist, and then you stopped. Like,
great. But that brings us to the end of my segment and the end of the podcast, I think.
I believe it is the end of the podcast, Theo. We've gotten all the way here, and
we're going to end this podcast and replace it with a clone. And so you can keep listening because it's going to be the clone, but we'll be off we'll be in Hawaii, actually. So
welcome to Segment Shitty.
Segment Shitty. Got him.
What if it's a better podcast?
It is. I guarantee.
Man, that would suck. But you know what didn't suck?
But it would be us doing it.
That would be clones of us. Except
shit, you're right. Or would it?
Except what if we do like we don't even have a budget to get like sound alikes or anything, so we try to get an AI like sound box, and it's just like, hello Theo, I was having a Will's stupid thought, and you know what I was thinking about? What's up with pepperoni? I don't know
what's the deal.
What's the deal with pepperoni? But you know what? What's the deal with you being so nice? All you listeners being so nice to get to the end of this podcast with us. Remember, if you enjoyed the podcast, give us a rating. Give us a nice star review if you enjoyed it. Give us a little blurb about what you liked. If you have any segments, send it to segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com. hit up our YouTube where we have full episodes. And we have a big thank you to give to somebody in particular.
That thank you is to Rachel Robinson. She does our intro music, and she has tracks you can find on streaming platforms such as Spotify. Check her out. She's been releasing some new stuff. She deserves a listen. She's more than deserved your attention.
Yes.
Come on.
Absolutely. You bum?
And some say that she is the clone that is out here replacing everyone. If you ever think somebody is getting replaced, it's probably Rachel Robinson doing a clone.
Hold on. No, do a timeout of this hypothetical.
She's the clone.
So she's a clone of Rachel Robinson, or she is a clone of Rachel Robinson that is an evil clone that is now replacing all the beloved pop stars. She's replacing the pop stars. She's the clone. Fuck, dude. You know what? You might be right.
Why do you think she deserves all those listens?
I was on the horn with her earlier, and she did let out a little thing of, I'm going to Hollywood.
And I'm never to return.
And I'm going to clone all of them. But we're going to end with iwaspoisoned.com, a website in which people detail where they got food poisoning. But this is from Pizza Hut in Cutoff, LA, which is, I guess, I don't know if that's the name of the store or a place. Cutoff, LA, USA? Anyway. I've eaten Pizza Hut 3 times this week, and every time, everyone in the house gets sick.
Dude, chill out on the Pizza Hut. My first piece of advice.
This is also like a wild thing that they're about to say. My 1-year-old has been throwing up nonstop after eating there all 3 times.
1-year-old?
I don't think 1-year-olds can chew. I don't know.
They're not supposed to be on Pizza Hut, my guy. That's not supposed to. No.
I think they're eating that greasy pepperoni and going, bleh, because it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good for them.
Barely has teeth.
All 3 times, and everyone else has had severe stomach pains, diarrhea, and vomiting. And they showed a picture of the pizza, and it looks like...
Of course they do, and it looks like a Pizza Hut pizza, I'm sure.
Pizza. But that was, I was poisoned. Don't be giving your 1-year-old pizza. They're not going to be able to chew it.
Get them some applesauce or something. I don't know what babies eat, but not Pizza Hut.
Replace them with a clone of your baby that has big old chompers.
Oh, it's just a beaver in a onesie.
It's got veneers in. It's great.
It's Steve Harvey, baby.
Hey, last thought. Veneers look weird. I said it.